Is that right? That doesn't seem right. That number seems awfully low. Are they really okay? How many hearts does a human have? Oh, just the one. Okay. Well, that explains that then, but still, this seems like an awfully low number. How could they be functioning when their heart is at that number? I wonder. How curious. I suppose I'll have to take more measurements when they finally wake up. We'll see when that happens, if that happens. It looks like some of these numbers are spiking quite a bit. I wonder. Oh, hello there, human. I am pleased to see that you are finally awake. You see, our abductees usually awake within, I'd say 40 to 50 of your Earth minutes from their capture. You, however, have been incapacitated for over 3 hours. I was beginning to wonder if this would cause any permanent, lasting damage. That would be regrettable indeed. We never seek out to harm our patients, after all. Actually, now that I think about it, stay perfectly still, human. Don't move a muscle, okay? Just trust me. Stay still and try not to think too hard either, okay? Just look straight ahead with that blank expression, just like that. Very good. I just need to check a couple things on your vitals, and then I will explain everything to you, okay? I can see that little mind racing behind those eyes. Shh, it'll be okay. Just relax for me while I check your vitals, okay? Okay. Nothing too terribly unusual, I don't think. What is that number? That doesn't seem right. Maybe it is. I suppose it must be right then. Well then. That number. What does that number mean? Okay. I suppose that must be correct too. Curious. Very, very curious. Okay. Well, I suppose as far as your vitals go, you are okay at this moment, human. You may resume movement and speech. However, I would caution you against moving too quickly or attempting escape. You see, my ship is fully automated, and it will once again incapacitate you if you choose to attempt escape. That's right. So I would advise you to stay there and hear me out. All right? Excellent. I'm so glad we could come to an agreement on that, human. Well, where do I begin? I'll be honest, usually my researchers handle this sort of thing. This is my first time speaking to a patient. That's right. Well, I suppose I'll begin by saying congratulations. Your planet, planet Earth, has been selected to be contacted by the Greater Galactic Federation. It just so happens that my people are a part of this federation, and we have been selected to research you before we make any contact. As such, we have chosen certain subjects that we think would not give us too much trouble and maybe represent a certain segment of the human population. We have plucked you just from your beds, and we have researched your vitals. We will research psychology and give a sort of general interview, I'll say, That way, we'll have plenty of data when the time for contact comes. Oh, human, you do look stressed. It's okay, just calm yourself. I know this may seem like a lot all of a sudden, but really, it's okay. All you need to know is that, in the end, come tomorrow morning, you will wake up in your own home, in your own bed, with little to, ideally no memory of this occurring. That's right, our mind wipe technology is really quite sophisticated. Now, I suppose, human, if I'm going to be asking you questions, it's only fair if I tell you a little bit about my species. Of course, you won't remember this come morning, but in the spirit of camaraderie, it only feels fair, doesn't it? My species comes from a planet that is approximately 69 million light years away from Earth. Why are you laughing, human? Do you find that humorous? 69 is a humorous number, Do you care to explain? It's a number having to do with procreation. Interesting. And humans find humor in procreation? That's fascinating. I will need to note that later for research. Anyway, my species comes from that planet so far away, and we are, quite uniquely, 100% female. That's right, there are many members of my species that have never seen a male in their entire lifetime. So, imagine our surprise when we learn that there is a planet not too far away in the scale of the universe that has a species that's about 50% male. Oh, the excitement on my planet the day we learned that. It was something to behold, really. Anyway, I suppose you might call it a queen on your planet. I'm a matriarchal leader of my people, and I was just so excited to ask you my questions that I insisted to my researchers they let me speak to you one-on-one before anything. That's right. Normally, I don't do this sort of work, but in this case, we just had to make an exception. Now, I have so many questions to ask you, but we'll keep it to just the big ones for today, okay? In the spirit of camaraderie and our people eventually being able to contact your people, I implore you, human, please consider your answers to these questions carefully and answer as honestly as you can. Okay? Wonderful, wonderful. Now, to begin, what are you called on your planet, or I suppose, what is your name? What an interesting combination of syllables. And now, next question. You do identify as male, correct? Okay. And how many rotations around the sun have you survived? Or how old are you, I suppose, would be a way to ask it. Okay. And is that considered young for a human? Elderly, maybe? Or perhaps middle-aged? Humans are quite short-lived, then. Fascinating. Next question. How tall are you? Actually, you know what? Don't answer that. I have a tool that can accurately measure your height. Just stay still for me, human. Interesting. Let me just mark that down. Okay. Next question. What star sign were you born under, human? Oh, you're not sure. Well, I thought that even humans knew the significance of the planets' alignments on the day of their birth. Yes, it is a real science, actually. I suppose then you're unfamiliar with your star sign or your sun sign or any of that? Okay. Well, that's disappointing, but I will mark that down nonetheless. Okay, next question. This is a bit of a broad one. What would you say your daily activities are like, human? Okay, and then? Okay, so to summarize, you said you go to work, you go home, and you play video games before going back to work. Is that correct? Okay. Well, let's start from the beginning there. When you say you go to work, you mean your occupation, correct? What is your occupation, human? Oh, I've never heard of that before. Do you like doing what you do, human? And these video games, then, they are, to my understanding, simulations to distract you from the drudgery of daily life. Is that correct? Okay. What sort of simulations would you say you engage in on a daily basis? Oh my. Oh, that's quite violent indeed. Perhaps we will need to reconsider contacting humankind after all. Oh, there's other kinds, though? What sorts? Oh, well, that's curious. That just sounds like an occupation that doesn't provide you currency for your time. Quite the opposite, in fact. Oh, human behavior is very strange indeed. We could be studying you for hundreds of years and still not know everything. It's okay, though. It's really quite cute how humans have all their quirks. Now, what about your dietary habits, human? I know that Earth is a beautiful, lush planet with plenty of water and lots of greenery. I'd imagine perhaps you have a diet composed of lots of fluids and lots of vegetables. Is that correct? What are pizza rolls? Very processed food. Interesting. And what else do you consume? It can't just be these pizza rolls. Hot Pocket? Okay, interesting. What is a Dorito? Okay. All right, and for fluids, you must be consuming something. I mean, humans do need water to survive, and you're standing here in front of me, so... Mountain Dew. A carbonated beverage. Interesting. Oh my. Well, your diet certainly explains some of these vital signs I was looking at earlier. Quite frankly, human, it's amazing that you're still standing currently. Perhaps human males are just hardier than females. We will need to do much more research to conclude this. Human, if you don't mind, I do want to just perform a very quick oral exam on you. Don't worry. I won't be actually cleaning or polishing your teeth today. I am very curious, however, to see the effect that such a diet has on a human mouth. If you don't mind, just open wide for me. Just like that. Very good. Let me just get a good look in there. Oh my. It doesn't look too terrible. Frankly, I thought it would be much worse. Alright, stick your tongue out, please. Just like that. Very good. I just want to get a better look at your top teeth right there. Good. Okay, now I'm going under. Put your tongue up. Just like that. Very good. Oh, this is really quite interesting, you know. I've heard that as a precursor to procreation, some humans will do what they call kissing, where they sort of mash their mouths together. It's really quite a novel idea, if a little bit gross. I don't see anything particularly remarkable about the human mouth, although it is very interesting that your teeth are in such a good state given your habits of processed foods and carbonated beverages. Perhaps I will need to check your teeth in a few years and see how they've aged. Now then, human, I do want to perform just a quick exam. Don't worry, nothing too invasive, and mostly centered around your face. You see, I am quite fascinated with the structure of the human face. It's really quite interesting, and being able to look at one up close, especially one that belongs to a male, oh, it's an opportunity I just can't pass up. You understand. Now just continue to hold still for me, human, just like that. Just keep looking straight ahead with that blank expression you've had this entire time. Oh my, but you're an ideal patient. Oh, fascinating, fascinating. You know, the human facial structure has always been of interest to me. It's just so fascinating how all of these details have come together. Eyes that are such a beautiful color, and yet you can only see a fraction of the full spectrum of colors. Oh, if only you could see what I can see in this moment. Your nose, well, human olfactory senses are certainly nothing to write home about, but it does look quite fetching on you, I'll admit. Perhaps it's just my body's reaction as I'm not used to seeing males, but it really is quite precious on you. Human lips. You can speak, however, you're unable to emit any sort of supersonic vibrations or anything of that nature. I know there's creatures on Earth that are able to do such things, like your bats and creatures like that. I wonder why humans were not blessed with such an ability. Charles Darwin? I'm unfamiliar with that name. I will need to do further research. Oh, the human ear. Oh, it's simultaneously one of the best and one of your worst features. Humans can hear so little to the point where many need devices to help them hear more. And yet, there's such a cute little feature on the side of the head. And they always react so cutely when you whisper things inside of them. Hello, human. Hello, cute little ear. It's so interesting how a mere whisper can send shivers down your spine. Don't think I can't see that. You can't hide it from me, human. Even if you weren't visibly shivering, I have access to your vitals, don't you forget. Human hair is quite interesting as well. You only have it in specific parts of your body, and yet humans will pluck and shave certain parts of it away. And yet the hair on their head is of such import to them that they will groom it meticulously for hours. Women will often go to specialized salons to have their hair dyed and cut and all sorts of things, but human males just don't seem to care as much. I wonder why that is. Your hair is significantly out of position from the abduction. If you'll allow me, I'd like to just push it back just like that. Good, good, good. Okay, good. Oh, that's much better. Now you look exactly like you have been as I've been studying you. And I've been studying you from afar for quite some time. Now, human, this part of the exam may seem strangest to you. I have here this neuroslug, which despite its colorful appearance, is in fact a very serious medical instrument. What I'm going to do next is just ever so gently push this slug into your ears, where it will read your brainwaves and otherwise capture various neurological activity. Now, I promise this is not a frightening procedure. It's not something to be nervous about. It is very quick. It is painless. It's not even uncomfortable, honestly. You won't feel a thing. This little guy knows exactly what he's looking for. Now please, just hold still while I allow the slug to explore your human brain. Oh, let's see the vitals on the screen behind you. Oh, fascinating. Wow. I wonder if that's correct. All right, we're switching to the other ear. Just keep relaxing as you have been. We're getting wonderful results from this. Let's see. What does the other side of your brain have to say? Wow. This is really, really interesting. We're getting far more results than I hoped for. Oh, I don't mean to offend, it's just I was under the impression that humans were a primitive species, but you have so many thoughts. How fascinating. May I see your wrist, human? Thank you. Well, it looks like your pulse is correct. It seems quite high. I wonder why. Are you perhaps nervous to be in such close proximity with a female? Human, you know that we are different species. Our genetics wouldn't even align. We could not produce offspring. Any procreation would be merely for pleasure, and, well, that's just not something that's heard of on my planet. How interesting. I will need to note this reaction for later. Well, human male, we are nearly done here. Your planet and the entire universe, thank you for your cooperation. On a personal note, my final question. Do you want to join us among the stars? You seem dissatisfied with your occupation, and your daily dietary habits and exercise habits seem to reflect someone that's very unhappy with their current existence. Do you think it would be nice to join us among the stars, to see the universe with me, perhaps? It truly would be a pleasure, and after you've been such a cooperative patient, it's the least I can do. I hope to be in contact with you soon, human, and I certainly will be as soon as my species contacts mankind. When will that be? Hopefully, very, very soon. Now, human, I want you to look directly into this light and just allow yourself to fade into unconsciousness. This light will also erase all of your memories from this day. I'm very sorry, but it is necessary for this process. You will wake up tomorrow in bed, relaxed and fully rested, in a very good mood too, I might add. It will be like none of this ever happened and you just had a good night's sleep. Now, doesn't that sound lovely? I know some humans do struggle with sleep. Just relax for me, okay? It'll all be all right. Just allow yourself to fade into the light, fade into unconsciousness. I promise everything will be okay. Someday, our kind will contact your kind, and we will meet again. But for now, all you need to worry about is sleeping, 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 just resting. Now, on the count of 10, I want you to fall asleep, human. Can you do that for me? Good. Such a good little patient. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, it looks like they are asleep now. Their face is very cute when they're asleep, I must admit. I'll see you soon, human. Soon we can explore the stars together.